Hey you guys, this is the RAWR monster, Fridays for FTMTelevision. This is week 2, and we are discussing, manhood this week, and I'm filming this way ahead of time, so I don't know what the other guys are talking about, so I'm sorry if I'm being redundant. I don't have a script, so, yeah, and I'm not going to be as waggy today, because I'm really tired. So, yeah. I slept 2 hours last night, from 3:30 to 5:30. Great. But, so, we are discussing it's kind of open-ended, what it means, what makes someone a man. I don't know, this is kind of a etchy subject for me, just because I don't like to call myself a man or a trans man. I think that sounds so old. I'm sorry, but it just sounds so old to me. And so I like guy or boy. That's just, me and man haven't really, I don't know. I just can't get over how old and macho it sounds. But, yeah, I don't know. But, I feel like there has been a really big movement of genderqueer, and pretty much, I think it's really good to be genderqueer. I identified as genderqueer for a while, just because I also identify as feminine, and I have androgynous asexual episodes, but, I don't know, I think the genderqueer movement, I think, is good, and it's also bad, because, the thing is, a lot of times, people say, if you're anything but masculine, they try to say you're genderqueer, or, or if you just try to say, oh, I'm a man, they're saying, oh, well, you're hating yourself, you're trying to be something you're not. Well, no, because, I fully identify as male, and not female. I have androgynous episodes, but the thing is, whenever I go through androgyny, that is induced by stress. And I go into an androgynous state because my brain thinks that I cannot handle dealing with my gender issues at the same time as dealing with school or family drama or things like that. So, it's like, even though I am more feminine than a lot of cisgendered males and trans males, that doesn't mean I'm any less of an FTM. It really doesn't. There are lots and lots and lots of very, very, very feminine gay men and straight men. Lots and lots of them. Are they any less men? Does the fact that they have a penis make them more of a man, even though they are more feminine than a slightly feminine FTM? No. The answer to that question should be no, it doesn't. And I think it's really destructive for people to think, oh, just because I have more feminine qualities than masculine qualities, that means I can't be a complete man or male. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense at all. Do butch women, are they any less of a woman? What about butch trans women? You never hear about butch trans women, but they exist. I've seen them on YouTube. Okay, are they any less women than butch cis women? No. Because, okay, masculine femininity is separate from gender, and that is separate from sex. There's 3 different things. People usually only talk about how sex and gender are different, But there's also another one, which is masculine, feminine identity. They're all completely different. They are intertwined, but they're not as intertwined as people are thinking they are. People think that they're, intertwined and they're fucking, but no, they're just intertwined holding hands. Okay? They're not being that intimate. They're not that connected to each other. But they're touching. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Well, I suppose it could make sense, but it doesn't make sense to me. And, I don't care what you say I am. I identify as male. No matter what my personality is, or whether or not, or how far I feel like I want to transition, I'm probably going to fucking wax the shit out of my body if I go on T. Okay, I'm probably gonna wax the shit. I don't like chest hair. I think chest hair on men is disgusting. Okay, I have the whole gay man mentality. I do not like chest hair. And I don't like back hair. And I don't like ass hair. I will wax all of that if I go on T. Okay, I wouldn't care if I got, a happy trail. I wouldn't care if I got facial hair. I wouldn't care if I got leg hair, even arm hair. But the whole torso hair, it's really gross to me. Okay, does that make me any less male? No. It's just I think it's stupid. But, hi, so I also want to talk about, whether dysphoria is, whether you can be an F to M or an M to F and not have dysphoria. I think you can. I think there's kind of a line. I think if you don't experience any sort of dysphoria at all, you don't have an issue with your body, I don't know if that constitutes as trans, maybe genderqueer. I don't really know. But I think if you have a low amount of dysphoria, you might not, but you still definitely can be trans, can still identify as the opposite sex in which you were born with. I don't have that much dysphoria because I was very, very, very overweight all my life. In summer before 8th grade, I weighed 290 pounds. And I was a size 26, 28. So I was very, very, very large. That's in women's, by the way. And so I spent my whole entire life hating myself. And so now that I've lost weight, and now that I'm planning on losing more weight, I don't really have that much dysphoria just because it's impossible for me to hate myself. I virtually cannot experience a lot of dysphoria. I have a detachment from my body, but I don't really, I can't hate it. It's sometimes I wish I could, because that would be a confirmation of, my gender identity, but on another hand, I'm glad, because it means that I am just more happier, and if I'm unable to ever transition, then it's going to be less dangerous for me than it would be for another person, because I don't have crippling dysphoria. I have a detachment from my chest. I have a detachment from my nether regions and from my voice. I will see you next Friday, and I'm gonna go because it's raining out. Pretty bird! So that was the Friday video for FTMTelevision week 2, And I don't know what next week's topic is, so you'll be surprised.